Hello everybody. Today we are starting a new chapter, and first of all welcome to Modi's English class. And today we are starting the chapter which is very interesting. What's the chapter? Non-verbal communication. And this is the chapter which is essential for all the students of English readers. And even the students who are not reading English, they will need this. Okay. So let me start the chapter here. Non-verbal communication. First, let me tell you what do you mean by non-verbal communication. What is verbal communication? Verbal communication is that communication which is done through words. Verbal means words. So non-verbal means without words. So here non-verbal communication coming under 5 categories, 5 types of non-verbal communication there. You look at first one, proxemics there, next one kinesics there, next one haptics there, next one chronemics there, next one paralinguistics there. Okay. So one by one, I am going to tell you all the details. What are the different types available? What do you mean by non-verbal communication? Let me clarify that again. Non-verbal communication is that communication which takes the help of non-verbal cues without use of the words. Example, let me give the example first. Suppose traffic lights is one of the best examples of non-verbal communications. Crossbones, 2 crossbones is another best example of non-verbal communication. So through charts, graphs, diagrams, color, picture, symbol, sign, all are coming under non-verbal. Another example I am giving. So this is the symbol which is victory symbol. And all of you look, now it is the popular communication in WhatsApp. What is the most popular communication in WhatsApp available? That is emoji. What do you mean by emoji? Emoji is the signs. It is the use of signs in a coded language. So all these signs have different meanings. Suppose you are giving the sign of a laughter, all these things. So emojis are now the most important day-to-day communication of all the people in this world. So that's why non-verbal communication occupies 55% of communication, 55. So can you imagine? So just give me a clarification according to Mehrabian model. So one of the experts in language, Mehrabian model, if we consider communication as 100%, then body language covers up 55% and non-verbal communication comes under body language. Okay, look, first one is coming proxemics. Okay, what do you mean by proxemics? That is the space. That is the space. Okay, what do you mean by that? Example, one classroom example I am giving. Suppose when you look at the classroom, what do you find? So there is a podium, there is a space for the teacher and there is a space for the students. The students are sitting comfortably on their desks and bench. They are using the tables. But look at the teacher space. And teacher space is always near the whiteboard or the blackboard. And this area, this specific area is the teacher space. So that is known as proxemics. Another example I want to give you. Suppose when you communicate, when 2 persons are communicating, so space occupies an important place. Suppose there are different 4 space zones available, 4 space zones available. So one, intimate is there, personal is there, then public is there, and very much close is there. So that's why intimate, personal, public, all these differ. So public is the distance, maximum distance when you give a speech, the political leaders are giving speeches. Intimate, that is very close. Okay, the distance is half feet. Distance is between half feet. So similarly, there is another space zone that is personal. First one is intimate, then personal, then close one available when you talk to your close relatives, then coming public. So this one, space occupies an important place in communication. Okay, suppose example, I am talking to my teacher. I am talking to my teacher. How can I talk with my teacher? So definitely I am maintaining a space. I am maintaining a space. Two unknown persons speaking, they are maintaining the space. Two friends speaking, they are very much close. When four friends are going to the market, they are holding the hand and going. So there is no space gap available. So this is another example, another best example. So the space between the son and father, or the children and mother, or a child and mother. So look at, so that is very much close. That is very much close. So that's why proxemics plays an important role in body language. So it signifies, it also clarifies the communication. Suppose when in foreign style, for example, going close and speaking, that is considered as offended thing. That is considered offended thing. So you cannot do that. Suppose you talk to a person, you cannot go very much close to that person. That is offended. So in India, suppose you go and thump somebody's back, thump, that's accepted, that's accepted. But in foreign countries, you cannot thump everybody without their permission, without their permission. That's why proxemics plays an important role in nonverbal communication. Next one coming, haptics. What do you mean by haptics? Haptics means touch. The role of touch in communication, that is another important one. Look, so it is also very much sensitive. Suppose you can't touch anybody in your communication, and if you touch everybody, then you are doing some offense. One example I will give. So one of the famous journalists and writers of India went to Pakistan, and there, without the permission, he communicated with two Pakistani girls without maintaining distance, and that was considered as the offense, and there was a storm in the party. So that's why touch is very much sensitive. So you have to use this communication with cautious, with very much with the thinking process. You cannot do that. So let me clarify this communication. So the best communication is mother's touch to her child. Mother's touch to her child. So that is the best ever communication available. Suppose a child is crying and you hand over that child to the father. Father will fail. Father will fail. Why? Because father does not know the tricks to handle a child. So television advertisement giving that, you might be seeing that. So how does a father fail to pacify the child, to calm down the child? But the mother's touch is so important, is so loving, so caring to the child, that all of a sudden the child stops crying. Similarly, when you are taking a class, you go to the students or you go to the children or the kids, then one child has answered your question, then what you do? You go and thump on the back. You go and thump on the back. Then this is an accepted body language. This is an accepted body language in India. Why? Because all of you know, thumping on the back, it's a good one. Another one, handshake. Look, handshake differs from country to country. Why? Because there are cultural concepts. So cultural barrier there, cultural concepts there, for which handshake differs. Example, I have one example. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will handshake with the President of America, Donald Trump, and that handshake is something different from the handshake of two common friends in India. So how the two common friends in India handshake? Definitely their handshake is very common. But when the two heads of the state making handshake, so that is really official handshake, and they have the decorum, they have the long standing, and they have to make such a type of handshake which is captured by the media, and their handshake minimum 3 minutes, 4 minutes handshake there. But our handshake in India, two close friends making handshake, so that is very quick. So handshake differs from country to country, person to person, place to place. So that's why touch plays an important role in day-to-day communication. When you touch somebody, it is considered as an offense unless until the person is close to you. So that person should accept your touch, otherwise it's an offense and the communication lost there and there is a problem. So that's why haptics plays an important role. Okay, next coming, look at it. Paralinguistics. So what do you mean by paralinguistics? So paralinguistics means tone, T-O-N-E, tone. So again, paralinguistics occupies most important place in the day-to-day communication history. Why? Because if I say body language occupies 55% of communication, paralanguage occupies 38% of communication, 38. So definitely it is very important. One example I am giving. Suppose paralinguistics means the tone, voice modulation, the tone modulation, the pitch in your voice, all defines the meaning in communication. One example I am giving. When a teacher entering the class, students decides how the teacher is. What type of teacher? Why? Because from the tone. Some teachers are using very loving tone to the students. But sometimes this is not good. Why? Because if you don't know how to modulate your tone, how to vary your tone, then students don't have fear towards you. So weak tone means the teacher is weak. Weak tone means inside the class there will be confusion. Inside the class the students will take the liberty of that teacher. So that's why tone occupies an important place in day-to-day communication. Example, suppose you invite somebody, please come and sit here. Please come and sit here. You say, please come and sit here. Suppose you say, how dare you? You say in a harsh language, how dare you? So like that, so your tone modulation, your voice modulation, your pitch change occupies an important place in day-to-day communication. So how you speak your language, whether it is sweet, whether it is harsh, whether it is audible, whether it is inaudible, so all are important in day-to-day communication. So paralinguistics or the tone is really important in indicating the meaning, in giving out the meaning. Suppose the sentence is similar. One example, another example I am giving. Suppose you invite somebody for lunch or dinner to your house. What should be your language and tone? Your tone is important here. How you treat your invitees, how you treat and what is your hospitality. So your tone is very much important. Why? People talk. When the party is over, people talk. Oh, the behavior is rude. The person who has invited us, his language is not good. There was no emotional attachment. It was not heart touching. So these are the criticisms coming because your tone is not good. Example. Suppose I would like to give other examples. What are the other examples? So definitely when you sing a song, there are two types of paralinguistics. Some people sing a song by their vocal cords. By their vocal cords. The music is coming through the vocal cords. And some of the singers are there who are singing through their nose. Singing through their nose. So that is the nasal sound is more important. Example, all of you look, there was a singer available, I think Himesh Resmia. Okay, so that was the singer who was singing, who was famous for nasal singing. So this is the tone is important. So that's why paralinguistics occupies an important place so far as the meaning is concerned, so far as the communication is concerned, so far as the language is concerned. So that's why it occupies an important place. Now we are moving to next topic, that is kinesics. What do you mean by kinesics? Kinesics means body language. What is body language? Can our body speak a language? Yes, 100% yes. Our body can speak a language. And what is that language? Example. Just I am giving an example. Suppose I am standing before you in this position and in this posture. What's the meaning? So it's the calm and composure. Suppose I am standing with a smiling posture. So this is also giving meaning. So body language is the most important part of communication. Suppose sometimes you talk, oh, body language is not good. What is the body language? Facial expression. Gesture. What is gesture and posture? Gesture, movement of the hands, movement of the legs, movement of the head. All are coming under gesture. So what is posture? What is posture? Posture means the total body movement of a person is known as posture. So that's why your facial expression, your teeth, your mouth, your head, your body, your hands, all plays an important role. So that's why body language of a person is more important than the words. Suppose I am speaking the words, but if I speak the words just like a robot, people will not accept. So that's why teachers are accepted before students. Tell me, teachers are accepted before students because teachers are human beings. Teachers possess body language, and this body language is helpful in giving a message to the readers, in giving a message to the listeners, and listeners feel comfortable because of the body language, and body language should be positive. Body language should be effective. And what is an effective body language? One example giving. Suppose one interview is going on, and if you enter the interview room where the board members are there, how can you enter? Tell me. How can you enter? So that is a big question. Your entry to the board's room is vital. That speaks a lot of things to the board members. Second question, how do you sit on a chair? How do you sit on a chair? Suppose you sit in such a position just like the kings, then you are not going to get the jobs, because the board members never accept such type of things. What kind of dress you have? What's your hairstyle? What's the artifacts you are carrying? What is artifacts? Artifacts means the things you are carrying. Suppose this is a pen for me, and this is a mobile for me. Okay. And suppose I don't have bracelet. Suppose I have a bracelet, then that is also artifacts. Suppose I have a spec, that is also artifact. So these artifacts also give messages, give meanings, and give communication. That's why body language plays an important role in the day-to-day communication. Without a perfect body language, without an effective body language, communication has been lost. So proper body language should be there, proper decorum. Suppose a teacher enters to the class, and what should be the entry of the teacher? Tell me. The entry of the teacher should be formal entry. A teacher cannot enter to the class in India by wearing a Bermuda. Suppose a teacher enters the class wearing a Bermuda, entire class laughs. Entire class is disturbed. Why? Because the figure of the teacher, the image of the teacher already available in the mind of the students. They can't accept the teacher with Bermuda. They can't accept the teacher with different notions, different ideas. So this is the important point, body language, which is always helpful in giving communication, giving messages, and giving helpful tips to the readers, to the listeners. Okay, the last point we are moving, chronemics. What do you mean by chronemics? Chronemics means time. Is time is important in communication? Answer is yes. One simple example giving. Suppose you are giving a telephone call. You are dialing somebody. Through your phone, you are dialing somebody after 10 p.m. Who is that somebody? Who is that somebody? That somebody is unknown person. That somebody is a stranger. That somebody is not close to you. Then this is wrong time. This is wrong time. Why? After 10 p.m. you cannot talk. normal decency. It's not courteous. That's why it's considered as negative. But suppose that person is your close friend, 100% you can talk to that person. So after 10 p.m. in India, calling somebody by phone, it's offended thing or it's not positive. So that is the time. Suppose you call a great personality, just like a politician or a great star, then you always think of it. A student is calling to a teacher. What's the ideal time? So time is important. Why? You think that, oh, the person might be sleeping. The person might be busy. That's why when we telephone, we ask their convenient time or their convenience, when they are free and when they can talk to us. That's why time of communication is also very, very vital. At what time you are communicating with people? What's the time? If it's not perfect time, definitely it's problematic. So that's why chronemics or time plays an important role in communication. If the time is not correct, if the time is not perfect, communication fails. Example, suppose the mood of the person is very vital. If the mood is not okay, if the mood is not positive, and you are asking that person at that time for any kind of communication, then it's wrong. Similarly, time factor plays an important part in day-to-day communication. So this is all about our non-verbal communication. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks a lot.